When you took down your wire fence, it irritated him.
Bad feelings spark a border war.
You did, in fact, paint the smiley face on your fence facing his property.
Correct.
But it didn't make the neighbors smile.
You went to his house. You went over there angry.
I feel threatened. He went on my property. What should have been done the proper way?
You called the police.
Judge Judy.
How long have you been neighbors?
17 years.
You like living peacefully?
Yes, I do.
You like living peacefully?
Yes, ma'am.
You had trouble with each other over a 17-year period, or is this just starting?
Oh, about 13 years.
13 years it was okay?
No, 4 years was okay.
The beginning 4?
Yep.
What happened after that?
Well, my wife tried to commit suicide, so we tried to change her lifestyle, to open up our house. So we had our neighbor come over and do some painting inside.
He did?
He did. And he painted some graffiti, vandalized our house by painting at the end of our...
This was a long time ago.
2006.
That never happened.
I'm trying to get from
apologies.
his mind
Yes, ma'am.
what the cause of the trouble was.
Yes, ma'am.
Because for a while it was okay enough for him to agree to, I assume, pay you to come and do some painting in his house. Okay, so you didn't like the job that he did something wrong. That was in 2006.
Right.
And so what happened?
Well, he
Don't help him.
painted at the end of the house for sale, needs repair, inside the house by the fireplace. Pretty tacky. So a week or two later, I told him, leave the house, take his stuff with him.
Okay, and since then, you haven't spoken?
Correct.
I have complaints and cross-complaints for harassment. Your complaint for harassment is that he trespassed on your side of the property and painted a happy face on his fence that was facing your property.
Correct, Your Honor.
That problem started. Don't be a troublemaker. Do you understand? Young people like to fight. Most people want to live in peace with their neighbors. What happened was your wire fence, which was on your property, was supporting his fence. You took down your wire fence, which he alleges caused damage to his fence. A wooden fence?
Correct.
And when you took down your wire fence, it irritated him because some of his fence was either damaged or fell because it was supporting it, according to you. And you did, in fact, paint a smiley face on your fence, but facing his property.
Correct.
Now, in order to do that, how did you manage to paint a smiley face on his side of the fence?
When I found my fence...
Just a second. Just answer my question.
I
How did you
stood-
manage to do that without going on his property?
I stood the two fences up, the one fence up, I pounded in a post. I stood the other fence up, and the only way for me to secure it was to go on the other side to get the two panels together.
So you went on his property?
I did step on his property, yes, ma'am.
So you trespassed on his property?
I did stand on his property, yes.
When you stood on his property, did you paint the smiley face before or after you put up the fence? Put it
That was
back up.
before I put the fence up.
So the first thing that you did was to paint something that would be irritating to him.
I regret that.
And then put up the fence, and he can't touch it because it's your fence. So now you have something that he has to look at, but you were only able to do because you trespassed on his property.
It was the only way to secure my property.
I don't give a rat's behind.
Okay.
Now, what do you claim is a false police report that Mr. Hardacre filed against you?
Well, we have the police report that they made when he came out. 6 officers was in my garage that day, knocked on the door, and wanted to know about the fence. So we got the report from that day from the officer. Plus, we got the 911.
No, just a second. He called the police about you.
Correct.
Or you.
Me.
You. Because when you discovered this smiley face on the fence, you went to his house. You live with your father.
Correct.
And what did you do when you went to his house?
I
want you to look at me.
Okay.
And I want you went to the door.
Yes, and I have a video recording of what was stating, what me and him spoke about.
Okay. Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yes.
That's easy. That's easier than you telling me.
Yes.